let us continue playing Advance Wars 2 Black Hole Rising. Second video in a week, assuming I get this all sorted out, so huzzah for that. We're going to play Sonya versus Lash, Amnesia of Mind. It's not a pre-deployed map, and if I find out which button I've actually configured R2, there we go. We can see, yeah, it's a fairly open map, plenty of mountains, but yeah, this is a fog of war match because all of Sonya's are. Where's my foe? What is this? There's no enemy in sight. Sonya, what's the meaning of this?
You're right, Father. There's no one here. It's an important piece of the puzzle, though. We might be targeting this area.
If they're here, Sonya, show me where they're hiding. If there is no enemy, there can be no battle. We must move ahead to the next battlefield.
I suppose you're right. And yet something feels strange.
I have no time for your stubbornness. Come, Sonya, we must go.
Yes, Father, I understand.
A mirror darkly, as we pit Lash against Sonya.
Just as I thought, not a soul in sight. Does no one in Yellow Comet have a brain? Oh well, I guess we'll just march in and capture the headquarters. Took your time getting here, didn't you? Who? Sonya? You're not supposed to be here. I was told your army had moved on. Sorry to disappoint you. That intel came from me, actually. It was false. It took some doing to get my father and Sensei to read the plan, but I'm beginning to wonder if you would take the bait. Wait a minute. Are you saying that you trapped me? Surrender. There are rockets on both sides of you, and artillery waits ahead. If you try and get to our headquarters, you'll be wiped out. I wonder... Huh? It's not like you're a combat specialist or anything, right? I really wonder if you can take me. I have a pretty big army here. If I keep marching, I think I'll take your headquarters and win. Don't you agree? Possible. My calculations are not wrong. Your army will be destroyed before you even touch your headquarters. I think I can make it. Care to bet on it? Do you really want to try? Who's going to stop you? Oh, that's right. I am. How's this? Even one of your units gets to our headquarters, you win. Let's determine which of us has the better grasp on reality. Yay! A game. So, she claims to have a large army. Let's go and see how large this is. As we can see, they got some infantry up there. They got a lot of positions potentially, but that doesn't really show me a lot, does it? So what we need to do is we need to move people into positions. We also need to cover off any infantry crossing up here, and we need to get... Basically, you'll see the sort of terrain here will bottleneck. We need to cover as much of this as we can. So, you go to there, and that covers that side. You... It actually would almost be better to not... See, positioning there would mean we'd have more range, and if anything comes into this inner area, we can cover that. But having you there instead means you've got a much longer range. We got you to be able to see everything. You know, that'll work. Whereas I've got you, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can cover that entire pass there by yourself with this artillery. Now I have very limited numbers of mech units, and that is kind of deliberate. You're not really supposed to cross over in this one. It's just about maximizing the vision and trying to maximize the hits. So, APC might be helpful actually, but we'll use the APCs later because they're obviously the resupply things. The artillery can get to there, and these tanks are vital. These tanks are some of the more important things you will have. Their job pretty much find things, but also just have the vision lines of sight up. You see, anyone coming in there can be hit by this and this. So I'm quite happy to have those two there. I'd rather have you, because that now covers that entire right-hand side of the battlefield fairly effectively. In addition to this, we want to move you up to there. So the right-hand side is fairly secured. Next up, we'll have you move to there. We'll have you move along, just because we can. You up to there, and granted my vision allows me to see that neutral city. Meanwhile, you to there, again, cover. You to there, cover, and you up to there.
We're going to use these three as sort of a battering ram on this side of the board. We're going to even let them get a bit further up, I feel. No, you might be able to hit something with that. Moves down, and there we go. We've now got quite a lot of vision on the front, which is what we need to have. And this is almost emergency backup rocket. Not 100% sure what I can do with that one. And APC does need to move back because we will need to supply people. There's no supplies on this side, which could be a problem actually a little later. Oh no, there's an APC here. Ah, okay. Helps to know where your APCs are. Also, if they do try and come across the mountains, I have 2 rockets to deal with that. Alright. Lash's turn 1. She has defense boost abilities, obviously. If we start crushing units too fast, but should overall be okay. You can see they're trying to avoid the right-hand... Oh, maybe they're not trying to avoid the right-hand side. You know, I think they're going for it. And you saw some Neo-tanks there. Neo-tanks, mid-tanks. And she only has to get to the headquarters to win. You see those advancing infantry? Those could be problematic. But our priority has to be dealing with the units as they're going to approach here. So this guy really is a problem. But I can go for the aggressive tactic and try and take it out. But I think it's more of an issue for me to take out these mid-tanks. Now I do mean take out, because I can't afford to leave them sitting there. If they're down to 1 health, they might merge up, I suppose, which might be a reason, but I'm actually more inclined to try kill them. Sonya's luck thing, as I've established in a previous video, is between negative 5% damage and 5% damage, so she has a chance of doing less than what she's supposed to. This is a problem, especially on this sort of mission where I need absolute numbers. Yeah, I'm more inclined to get rid of the fast stuff at this stage. Artillery, shot, go. So already we're in trouble. It's not been that long, has it? You see, I have these 2 in position, so I could actually go and start wiping out a few units here. The infantry aren't really a problem for me, though, so what I'm going to do with you is move you to kill the anti-air. I could probably have left that for tanks, though. You see, this is the thing. I'm overthinking things a lot here, but you kind of have to. We need to defend this rocket, and we need to defend the base. So I'm quite happy to have that sort of situation going on there. You're out of range, and that's fine. You'll be in range later. I could go in and attack with this unit. We'd lose visibility, though. And this is the turn we need visibility. But I really could do it moving them. Ah, pain. Yeah, that's the full force we're up against, pretty much. So you're going to move to there. You are going to advance into there. Since you're not going to move, I might as well actually fire at this infantry just to do some damage. I can APC them this turn, so that's not too much of a problem for me. And that's just to make sure I am seeing most things. Beyond that, you are on the slow crawl down, get you a useful position. You're fine there, you're fine there. Mech moves across. I think that might be an okay move, actually. It depends whether these mid-tanks decide to bunch up on this side of the board or not, I suppose. With a recon there, I'm going to do that. And also, they've got a rocket at the back. That's fine. We can work with that rocket. So I have sacrificed this mech unit, but I feel that's not a bad play just to slow them up a little. I can also then go for counterattacks with, say, this unit. But it depends how far they're going to move. And that's more of a blocking piece. So now they can't hang out in there, and both my rockets will be in range there. All the resupplies, and I guess that ends the turn, unless I can think of something else to do. The rocket could be moved, but I'm actually... Actually, no, let's move it there. If I move it, it's going to get stuck there. Wherever I put it, it's going to get stuck. I'd rather have... I don't know. I should probably be moving things. This is more mentally challenging than anything else here, because you can see it's very easy to make mistakes. I don't think this is a particularly difficult mission. It's just one that can lead you to go in wrong directions. So 7. Second tank. She'll only waste the standard tanks on that, which is fine by me. You can fight off the standard tanks later. So 1 mech for slowing up 2 units and bringing them onto this side. The vision is a bit of a pain, and that might prove to be an error later. But I've got other things I can do. Near tank attacks there. The good news for us on that side is that I can counterattack with 2 rockets. And they are bunching up there. Now, I might be able to make use of that. With the trick I've used before of basically pinning a unit in place, forcing them to attack with the first unit and not being able to move anything else, I can probably hold all of those there. So let's start with the first easy move. This guy's in the city. He's going to get a reload anyway. Attack that. These 2 are going to try and take out this unit. Rocket first, because rocket does more damage. Then we'll go for the artillery, and then we'll see how it's standing. We also have our first power usage here. Down to 3. It's also, unfortunately, in a wood. That means I'm going to have to sacrifice another unit to kill it. I'm going to wipe you out with artillery. Just so we don't lose our vision on this side here. We can't afford to lose it, really. And, right. You're furthest up, so you can actually just wipe it out. Okay, calculations going okay thus far. Now, here's the thing. If I went and did that and attacked, I would definitely win that war. And I think what I want to do here is start weakening those mid-tanks. I might even try and get them to merge up. See, there we've got the 5 because of the variance. The downside is they might merge those 2 up, which would cause me some problems. But if I go and attack here, knock it down to half. 6-7, she's got the attack bonus on this terrain. It's only minor, but it's there. See, I could even wipe it out, but that would just cause me some problems. Let's then go for another attack on these. Take it down to half. See if we can't convince them to merge the 2 up. This may not be the best of plans, in fairness. This, though, is not a bad plan. Let's work out the ordering here. We either kill that mid-tank off. Our tank, at best, can do 14%, which is worth knowing. That means the mech can only do 14% damage. That means I need to do something else, and I probably will need to use the rocket here. So rocket 1 goes and weakens you. Wiping you out, actually. That mech unit will probably get attacked against, but I might end up swapping things. Now here we have a choice. Stronger counterattacks might actually benefit us a little, but not massively. So I'm going to activate my superpower now. It's one of the few that doesn't really give up the attack boost. But the vision is out. The vision is very helpful. We can now see everything they've got, with some exceptions. We don't really want them retreating, but I'm actually going to go and hit the Neo tank for half. Hit the mid tank for half. Well, even with lots of things on 5 or 6, because variants will screw us up eventually. You see, this turn I don't actually need to be on the attack there. That Neo tank can attack regardless here, and that's why I'm kind of considering retreating a little bit and just seeing. There's not a lot else I can really do, is there? Okay, this might be helpful. I'll swing you around to there, and by the way, that just shows even more units I didn't actually think were there. That'll hit the 1 point there. That might be an issue. That will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just hit that point. I need a bit more going for me, really. That might not make a massive amount of difference. But I'm going to retreat you, though. Oversupply, and I think we're going to end the turn there. Here comes Lash's superpower. So now all those terrain boosts are doubled. This is a turn I'm not going to be able to do an awful lot of damage. The downside is... Oh, the downside is I left that as an option. Still, she gets no boost from that, so I'm at least going to have a 9 strength rocket still available, but that I can't afford to do. So really I need to wipe those units out this turn. Anything that's going to be attacking there. The mid-tanks are on the march. Are they going to merge up, or... are they going to hold? This right side of things I'm a little interested in. They actually didn't make any kind of aggressive move, which surprises me a little, but it means this is working as an effective buffer. It means it gives me a chance to try and do some damage over here. I think first and foremost I need to wipe out that, but also I need to wipe out this. So that's the priority here. Kill the Neo tank off. And Sonya's variant strikes again. The good news is I know a normal tank can deal with that now. I just don't want to have to use it if I can avoid it. So tank goes and takes that down to 3. I'm probably going to lose 1 here. This is actually This is actually a losing position from here, I feel. You're out of position. You don't have the range. Oh, nobody back there. And I need to wipe out at least 2 or 3 units this turn to prevent myself from really losing. So we're going to wipe that mid-tank down to 1. Or 2. We're getting screwed by variants, but I know she has the defense boost, but they are on roads, so they don't have a defense bonus right now. It's the one way you can get around her on this map by just abusing the fact that she has 0 on certain places. We do need to deal with you. Oop. But you're strangely less important than this thing. So I'm going to use my 2 strong mech unit to basically block here. Yeah, I've got to attack this because otherwise I'm going to lose a lot more points on my rockets. But yeah, I agree that feels like a waste. Right, so that dealt with the mech unit. After that, There's still a full recon I have to worry about, but we'll deal with the Neo tank because it can move and it can just run up if it wants to. So that's gone. Got some light heals on the way, and this can actually go and attack and probably kill this mid tank, which might actually not be a bad play all in all. It's just that I've got 3 other mid tanks to worry about that's coming up. Doesn't feel as if I've got you in any sort of position to help. Alright, well let's continue on with this bit anyway, because like this bit actually I look like I'm doing okay in. So that's down to 2. We'll force a fusion here, or at least something from them in a little bit. And I'll do this. Down to 7. And that again, which should knock it down to 3, we hope. Okay, that was good. So plenty of wounded guys here. But I'm a bit concerned about you lot now. Yeah, they've now got into range. Okay. I don't want to open the doors. That's the other thing I don't particularly want to do here. Well, if you holding there... We'll debate what to do with you a little later. You are going to attack there. So our missile unit is safe. We have... I do need to actually know what's in there half the time, so I'm actually going to... I'm going to go with that as a possible play here. The downside will be if they start healing up, but I've still got APCs that are still active, so I'm not... It's not a terrible position I'm in. It's just one I need to fix. Since you can't get this... Yeah, I really should have redeployed this guy from the start. Put him down here where he'd actually be helpful in the bottleneck. Even there would be amazing. Where he currently is, he can't actually help at all. So, I'm going to end the turn and see what happens. Yeah, we'll lose 1 city. That means they have a chance of healing now, and here comes Recon on you again. We should take 3 to 4 damage here. Taking a little more than I'd like. Okay, now they're attacking. That confuses me a little because they didn't last time. Still, they have things pinned down. They're going to wipe out you as well, I imagine. But I can go tank counterattack here. The only downside is I've got mid-tanks. And they are fusing things up. Good. This is what we want because it means I can actually now concentrate on certain aspects of the battle here. Okay. And I've got my minor power back up again. Which probably isn't all that helpful right now. Right, therewith. Okay, so continuing on. Yeah, we definitely got some problems developing here, looking things over. I've actually had to cut the video off and I'm doing this a day later, hence why I'm trying to remember how things were. And clearly they're not good. Thankfully, the only unit we have to absolutely kill this turn is this one. But now it is, he's got Lash has quite a lot of stuff approaching as of next turn. So, in order to deal with some of that, I think we need to... This is the last thing this rocket can actually attack, so we're going to have to shuffle it up after this turn. So we're going to fire it off here. It's just an easy enough play here. We've done as much as I can defending this side of the board. In fact, this is going to free up that other tank, which I can use as a blocking piece. Now knocks it down to 4. And so I can't really get any distance at all with you. See, these are on the wrong side, and now it's absolutely useless. There's no way through. I'm going to move there, but I'm not actually 100% convinced that's going to make a massive amount of difference. I am going to do that, though. We're going to gamble away our mech unit here. It's going to get hit by the mid-tank, but if they go for that, I've got now a couple of at least 2 things that can actually hurt as a counter-attack. So that'll be fine. It means I can also use this as a slowing down piece if I want to. Meanwhile, back on this side of things, you have full reign of what you can attack here, but we need to deal with this recon. And then I need to work out positions, and I'm hoping luck variance against us this time. I was hoping I get a bit more out of that. Good news is I can at least blast this 3-strong tank, and that's not too much of a bother there. I'll heal up to 9, assuming nothing else can hit it. And currently, everything else is kind of out of range. This is the guy we need to really deal with, because that's going to bother with our tank otherwise. This will as well. Just making absolutely sure. If I'd have been paying attention and I had done this straight away, I'd have known there wasn't anything there, but still, now we know for sure. Right. Moving up 1 won't actually make any difference to where that can hit. That, though, might in the long run. Because now that covers that area off. I mean, it's not brilliant, but if I now start shuffling you back a little bit, I might be able to make use of that in future rounds. And there's a chance that with things coming else over here, I might be able to hit with this rocket. This really doesn't have a lot of chance of hitting anything significant, but that's as good as I can do with it. You are probably fine where you are. And you really aren't going to be that relevant up that side of the board, so I'll move you up towards the other rockets and hope I can do something with them. Okay. So my priorities list. Let's deal with this recon, because otherwise I will lose. And retreat as well a little bit, because we want to keep out of their range, and also, worst comes to it, I will put a tank on the headquarters to try and slow things up another turn, even though that is going to be a mass redeployment to get some cover going there. It's still possible. Still a possible solution. Right, beyond that... Beyond that, you don't have any real significant damage that you can do this turn, so it might be worth trying to shuffle you up a bit. Beyond that, though, I really need to start hurting some other things. Yeah, there's lots of things I have to do beyond everything else. Right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to accidentally press the button and then cause myself to... Yeah, that'll do it. I have one thing that can damage the wounded mid-tank, so we're going to hit that on the basis that we might be able to get them to merge up and slow down. So there's one down. The next thing, my 2 rockets are going to fire at the same mid-tank, which I think should be this one. Even though we would do more damage to this one. I can do for 72 there. Yeah, see, there are some things to think about here. The other downer is I know that infantry can actually hurt me this turn, so I might as well keep you there actually and just hurt the APC. On the basis it will still count as a unit and I still have to finish it off eventually. So there's one. Can always... Actually, I can't counter-attack with the recon. If I use you... Hurts there. Kill with the other tank. How much damage is our tank doing? Against the other tank, half damage. So I can wipe out that one. If I were to do this. I could also, though, just go for the attack, but then it'd be hit by mid-tanks. So actually, yeah, we will kill off the light tank. Everything else a bit slower. Buys us more time. God darn it. It's the touchpad on the laptop. I don't know why it's now caused a problem, but the other thing we're going to do is super power. As I've already established, it's not actually a combat power. It just increases the sight ranges and also gives us a bit more counterattack, which may be relevant, but really isn't in this particular battle. So, it may fix our luck as well, but I don't know that for sure. Can I actually fight this guy to a death? No. Can't do enough damage to kill that. I'm going to shuffle up a little here. Right, beyond that, I need to hurt things. So I'm thinking of wiping out that. They are going to run up, so maybe it's best to try and slow... I don't know. Alright, Rocket's away. Rocket's away and we'll work this out next turn. But I think I'm in a losing position here, oddly. So they might merge those up. Certainly if I can take this down to 4. 5. Oh, I feel this is going to be tricky. What's your attack range? So I can actually even move my tank to safety if I wanted to, which is possibly a good idea. The downside of this good idea is that I need to be able to hit whatever's attacking, so I'm going to have to go with this. Recon moves up for no reason. And Rocket will stay where it is. Again, I'm kind of hoping I can drag some things over to the right-hand side of the board. Lash has power 1, which is attack boost for things there. And here comes Rocket counterattack. I knew this would be relevant soon. The sole reason I need actual tanks up top, but I'm already a bit wounded here. And actually, I'm getting a bit destroyed here. I should have factored this in, but I haven't. Still, up goes the advancement, and here comes some combat. Strong counterattack, but only 1 damage. And they are merging those units up. They've moved those up just naturally, but that's fine. We expected that to happen, and that's now within our artillery range, so that's going to be killed off. And everything else is slow. Free counterattack with 3, which is good, and that also is in range of at least one of our units, so we can wipe some things out here. The APCs might be a little bit of an issue coming up. And you're healed up to 9. Good. Okay. Priorities then. Mid-tank. In fact, mid-tanks, because I need to deal with this turn, and this would be a very good kill. Very good kill if we managed it this turn. Thank you. There was always a chance we wouldn't. Another 49. As long as the variance is with us, this will kill. It didn't. Variance is not with us. As invariably, it will only be half the time anyway. Means I can go for a 5 strike along here. Which was lethal. Good. It has meant I've lost the line of sight on the tank. Which is a rather silly idea. You're out of range. You're in range. Go and kill that. Okay, starting to run out of units, which is good for me. Next up, we'll wipe that out and we'll retreat. So that side of the board is effectively done with. If they make any kind of moves up there, I'll be able to deal with that. Run the reconnaissance. Actually, we need the reconnaissance nearby, just to make sure of things, but... Okay. So what I have to do with this turn, because of how I've very foolishly positioned things, is attack the APC. Which is in range of multiple artilleries and means I'm almost certainly sacrificing this tank off, but it means I can now kill off the, and kill off the thing. And that ends any of the massively aggressive units that I'd have to worry about. So, it also kills off anything that's quite fast. The big problems I will have is the artillery in a little bit, but those I can outrange. And in fact, I can actually deal with some of them. I can actually attack both of them this round. But I will attack this one first, because it's the one we're going to be damaging more. And it's the one that's most immediately relevant to the current units we have around there. Let me just make sure of one thing. You're okay there. We'll kill the mid-tank off, just because it's there and we need it dead. So I think they're out of mid-tanks. I was worried about this being a losing position, wasn't I? Oh, that seems a little silly now, but honestly, I did feel like I was. We'll kill the APC because I need to remove any kind of fast-moving objects now, just to make sure of things. That one needs a reload, but it's still got 2 shots, so we're fine. I'm going to reload up here. That's not in range to do a lot, but I could be in range if I went there. Limited. I'm not expecting much from that, in fairness. Oh, god darn it. I hate touchpads. I really do. Okay, can't really do a lot here that's going to be massively relevant, so I will push you along. I will push you into... No, actually, I need the vision. Push you to there. The recon's fine where it is. Can't do a lot with you anyway, but I'll move you up to here just in case those woodland areas need attacking. And now I've got to debate what to do with everything else. So the tank... Well, a tank could actually make an attack on the infantry here. That wouldn't be a bad play. So I'll go and hurt that for 5. Or 4. See, we drew that effectively. Sonya's combat abilities. We love them. Okay. End of turn. They don't have a lot of units left, but they are getting their double bonus this turn. Prime tactics. I imagine you're moving your rockets here in a little bit. Alright, they're concentrating on taking things. We knew this hit would happen. And that might actually be... Yeah, I was worried that would be a little lethal. So that unit's absolutely wiped out, and this is probably going to be quite damaging to our mech unit. The good news is our mech unit can actually go and counterattack and kill that. And up comes the things. With no defense boost, I can just wipe you out. And that's just one less artillery I have to worry about. Especially as they now have the facilities that do some minor healing. I also can now see a little further. Beyond that... 48. From our only properly positioned rocket, it has to be said. ABC didn't move, so we'll just wipe it out. Yeah, nothing's sneaking through anymore. We should be fine. Also have to move that. Our minor power's up. Not all I can really do with it, though. With a 6-strong tank, the only physical attacker I got left in the ring, I could do with... I do with doing a little more, in all fairness. Move the recon down. This isn't really that hopeful, in fairness. What I might end up doing... Shuffle those down, get the APC down here. Get the rocket shuffled down a little. Not much I can do here, in all fairness. I'm well out of range of everything here, so I might as well even move my... Yeah, I'll move my mech unit across. See if we can't attract any random shots here, because if they go for a kill... Oh, except on the upper bit of the mountain, actually. Yeah, if they go for a kill now, I've got that under control and dealt with. Again, just positioning because I know they don't have a lot left here. Yeah, this was looking bad when I started the video, but actually it's... Oh, god darn it. This is why I should do this on my desktop. But oh well. Or I should just not use the... And it's the thing, I'm using the keyboard to play the game, and I really should not be. I should be using gamepad or something. Okay. So they've retreated. I don't know what else I've got left I could do here, really. Heal my tank up and have a blitzing run here. But this infantry gone. Move you down, just because I know that will be relevant to something. Kill you, 57. Yeah, all I can do is just sacrifice one of my guys at this point. So move you down there. That gets one of them into range. Everything else is kind of out of range. There we go, that's as good as I can manage, I think. And 10. So you have an infantry and 3 artillery units. One of which just actually attacks, but that means I can counter-attack it anyway, so that's fine. And they're on the move. Let's begin the attack then. So, attack 1. 76 says boom. Okay, that's as good as I can manage there. So 1, 2. Move you to there. Move. You down to there, which means you can definitely hit that. You down to there. And finally you onto the mountain just for additional defensive cover. And time to shuffle up the tanks, I think. As good as I can place you, I'll move you down there just for additional bits. There are probably more aggressive ways I could do this, but this is how I'm doing it now. So that's gone up for healing. You've gone back up to there, and that's basically given us free reign to kill you now. For the sake of it, watch me and learn. Enhanced vision. As I've no combat boosts because Sonya does not do combat boosts. I mentioned before, I like her in multiplayer because she's more annoying than anything else. You can't see her unit's hit values. And in Fog of War, it's ridiculous. It's nice to have that extra bit of mobility. The downside is you always play it slightly wrong because you assume the enemy can see what you can. You know the ability is still to see more, but you just instinctively, when you're looking at the map, you think where you can see, oh, he's just on the edge of my vision. That means he can see me back. That means I can position here. And then you wonder why they don't attack you and have moved next turn when it comes back to you. And you go, oh yeah, they couldn't actually see that, so they wouldn't have triggered the trap. But still, it is very amusing to watch them attack the same unit and wonder why. Are we actually killing anything? Especially as we play with animations off typically when we're passing it around. So they don't know how much damage they've done. They have no idea how much it's got left. And it's quite often the case where I'll end up with about 3 units on 2 health that are just there as sort of blockers, and they're still there. And I go, I wonder if he's had a bit of problems finding out which one's actually the blocker. Huzzah. Alright, anyway. This should be wrapped up now because I've got a tank in close proximity. So, last turn. A tricky-ish one, this one. Oh, and I'm going to have some damage there just for the sake of it. But I'm defended up. Day 11. And boom. And Lash is defeated.
I think that answers that question. Ah, I lost. Oh well, I still have plenty of pieces to play with. Pieces? Can't believe you said that. This is a game. You're not on some kind of playground. Oh, but it is a game. A wonderfully fun game between you and me. I know you feel the same way. Come on, you can tell me. Don't be silly.
I'm nothing like you, Lash.
You're exactly like me. You and I were the same. You're always thinking about it, right? Which move will bring victory? You enjoy war like a good game of chess. We're not different at all, Sonia. You'll feel it someday, the joy the war brings. Wait, you feel it now, don't you?
Oh, Sonia. Doodles. Wait, hold it. I really like you. I won't become you, Lash. Can't. Victory! And will we get the S rank this time? Lost a few technique points because I did sacrifice a few mech units needlessly, but we did enough for an S rank. Sonia never loses, I can guarantee you that's not true. But anyway, A Mirror Darkly is done. We have successfully recorded 2 Advanced Wars sessions in a week. I might even record another one now just for giggles and to get myself ahead. But this is Sensei's second mission here, and it's not a pre-deployed map as you can see by the airports and things there. We can also do the final one, which we'll consider, but I will do that. No, we won't do that. We'll do that next time. So, until next time.